You're
'Cause
good.
You can always stop and do it over if you need to, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So, you want me to start with the knock on the door and all that stuff, the whole key away stuff?
Yeah.
This time maybe you get a better angle.
Yes.
Okay. So knock on the door, introduce yourself. My name is Jason. I'm going to be your nurse. I'm going to be performing a head-to-toe physical assessment on you. Then I'm going to wash my hands. Then would you please identify yourself?
My name's Travis. Travis Wells.
I identify that with what's on his name bracelet. I provide for privacy, make sure I have my equipment ready, and then safety, just a general safety of the area. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at him, and I'm just going to, when I look at him, I guess one thing I want to do is watch him as he comes in. That's looking at the person's gait, noticing any awkward posture, any limping. Then I'm going to look at the skin, make sure that that's clear. And if I don't see any issues, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the scalp. I'm looking at the hair. So the hair, I'm checking to see if it's dull, if it's coarse, if it's brittle. The hair looks healthy. I'm going to move on to the scalp. And in the scalp, I'm going to look for lesions, moles. You know, if a mole's questionable, it'll be black. It'll have awkward borders. That hair and scalp looks good. So now I'm looking at the face. I'm going to look for symmetry. For example, the outer countenance of the eyes to the ears. His face, and looking at the nose, it's symmetrical. His mouth is symmetrical. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at his eyes. I'm going to have him look at me. I'm going to look at the sclera. The sclera is white. I'm going to look at the cornea. The cornea is clear. I'm going to have on gloves when I do this. Let me say before I even started looking at his head, before I put my hands through his hair, I'm going to have gloves on. So at this point, I still have my gloves on. So I'm looking at his sclera, I'm looking at the cornea. Now I'm going to pull down the eyelids. I'm going to look at the conjunctiva to make sure it's pink, which it is. Then I'm going to do my accommodation.